How about that?
Yeah.
We got lucky. The next song would have been, let's see what the next song would be if you keep it on shuffle. We Suck Young Blood by Radiohead. All right, well, I think we got lucky. Yes. I mean, I'm sure that's a good track. Hey, we have Colm Meaney with us, so you'll remember him. He was many years ago, he was in... the spacemen from the planet Star Trek. He was in Star Trek: The Next Generation, and also what was the other one called?
Yes, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. And I said Babylon 5 earlier, and everyone got furious.
I was looking at you, thinking, what's he on about?
What's wrong with me?
What's he babbling on about?
Because I've been on the bridge of the Star Trek: Next Generation.
You have?
Ship, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know.
And this might be something that we can share with people.
There.
On the control panel, where all the buttons are, they actually have words written, don't they?
They do.
And the words aren't necessarily things like warp factor 3.
No.
They're words like, for example...
Dougie.
Yeah. Sushi.
Sushi, yeah. And all the names of, like, the family of the crew members and things like
and
that.
one had Toyota, Ford, Mazda. It just had loads of car names written down one side. You think, when's that going to be useful in space?
Exactly.
Scotty, I need to choose a new car. But it's, I guess it gives it some character, it gives it sort of thing. They were great shows for you to be involved in, I guess, because they kind of launched you in America and globally as well. In a way.
Well, it was kind of funny. It's kind of like I was two different people, because I had a like that going on one level, and it's like people knew me from that. People who watched Star Trek knew me from that. And then I was doing the film work as well, and people who watched the films, actually a lot of people didn't know I was even in Star Trek.
But that's a great thing.
It was like I was two different people with two different careers.
You know what though? That's because you're a good actor.
Do you reckon?
That is one of the things. I mean, I love Shatner. I love William Shatner. He's not the best actor in the world. Okay, he's a great character. He's like a star, really. But you don't believe him in different roles, really, necessarily. Whereas you, when the character you are in those in Tomorrow People, it's totally different. Whatever, which one? I'm doing this on purpose now, obviously. But that character,
Tomorrow People.
But you look different. You carried yourself differently. Everything about you seemed differently to the kind of the more real, the more genuine characters that you play in. For example, The Commitment.
Yeah, well, it was the spacesuit. It's a bit stiff. You know what I mean? So it makes you stand up straight a little
bit. Fine figure of a man in that. Do you wear a corset when you're in that?
No, actually, I didn't.
I think they offer it
for the first few years.
How many years did you do that for?
I was 7 years in space.
That, I would have thought, is the perfect length.
It actually was, because, I mean, by the time we finished, we were all kind of happy to walk away, but we hadn't got to the point where we all hated each other.
It had been a big success.
Yeah.
Okay, you had conventions to go to if you wanted to carry on doing that. You had a fan base, and at the same time...
But the real thing for me was I was very lucky to have a good exec producer who actually let me out every year to do other things. I mean, he'd cut me out of maybe 3 or 4 episodes so I could go do a movie.
But maybe that's why you didn't get so stereotyped into that role or into that kind of
it also didn't mean I didn't go insane, and start thinking I was a spaceman or something,
Does that happen?
I've seen people around the set who...
I still love those shows, though. They're still great shows, and they're, when you watch them, but you kind of do get sucked right in, and you find yourself watching them, making sure that you next
Yeah, and especially with that one, because it was such a phenomenon, and they even went to the extent of, academics were drawing up, dictionaries of Klingon poetry and things like that.
But it's lovely, because it's such a kind of, well-meaning utopian view of the future,
very much
that I think that's why we all respond to it so well, It's not one of these kind of gritty, dark science fiction films where everything ends terribly. Do you get back to Dublin much? Do you spend much time in Ireland?
I should have stopped by maybe 4 or 5 times a year, but not. I don't spend a great deal of time there.
No, there's a city that's changed a lot over the last 10, 15 years, isn't it? I mean, it must be almost unrecognisable to someone.
Yeah, some of it's great, some of it's dreadful, I mean, the sprawl factor is just is appalling, It's just kind of... It's real. I mean, people are commuting 50, 60 miles.
Eating into the countryside. Is that because people are now buying,
well, they have to go further out of town to get places they can afford, because prices have gone nuts.
That is a shame. That is a real shame, isn't it? But it's a beautiful place to be. I mean, if you get to spend time, then you can see why we want to go there as tourists, because it really is such a welcoming place as well.
Yeah.
Do you drink heavily?
On occasion, Saturday night, tonight I will drink heavily, probably, because we have 2 shows today.
If you didn't, you would be kind of letting people down.
I suppose, in a way, yes.
Well, as a creative Irish performer, we
I was actually going to go on the Jonathan. I was going to start talking like that, Jonathan, because I decided that I simply have to change my image in this country as a hard-drinking Irishman, you see.
Well, I never thought of you as a hard-drinking Irishman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought of you as
just a drinking Irishman.
Just kept it at a certain level.
No, moderately. When you're in the theatre, darling, you see, you can't possibly...
Look, when you've done your day's work, why not unwind? Exactly. Why not let off a little steam? Currently, you're in a a play which I haven't seen. I have heard of, but not heard that much about. It's one of those plays which I think kind of got forgotten for years, isn't it? It's A Moon for the Misbegotten, written by Eugene O'Neill, and everyone thinks of some of his more famous work, of course. But this is a play which I believe, when it first came out, didn't go down so well.
Yeah, it really only started to kind of be appreciated and looked at as a great play, I guess, in the 70s when the famous director Jose Quintero first did it with Jason Robards in New York. That was the first production that kind of really people said, "Ooh, this is actually quite a masterpiece," you know. And it's a tough play to do. It's emotionally very, very raw. What really struck me about it coming back.
I mean, it sounds very modern. I mean, for a play which is written, 35 years ago, something like that, it sounds...
No, it would have been written in the early 40s.
Yes, so it was brought back 35 years.
Yeah.
You know what's so terrible is I'm thinking the 1940s was like 30 years ago. I'm locked in the 70s. Isn't that tragic?
I was almost agreeing with you as well.
I'm thinking, that's a long time. We are old, aren't we? Yeah. But it feels very, the fact that the father's relationship with the daughter in particular.
Absolutely, and that's the great thing about this play. It hasn't dated at all. I mean, the emotional issues involved are very, very modern and complex, and as we kind of become increasingly aware of the complexity of relationships, this becomes a more and more relevant play, I think.
Now, it's set in Ireland. Is that right?
It's set in Connecticut.
Oh, that's okay then, because I know that you are an Irish farmer in it. I assumed if it was set in Ireland that we'd have Kevin Spacey doing an Irish accent on stage, and I was not sure whether or not, but he doesn't have to do that.
No.
We're spared that treat.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd be up to the task.
The character Kevin plays is actually the same character that is in Long Day's Journey Tonight. It's Jamie Tyrone, who was based on Eugene O'Neill's own brother. Eugene O'Neill's father was a famous actor who toured with a play called The Count of Monte Cristo for many years in the States. It was kind of like he was the kind of actor who did in his time what would be the equivalent today of like doing a soap opera or something.
Right, so he was hugely popular, but not necessarily critically applauded.
And felt that he had kind of sold out a little bit.
Yeah.
And his son became an actor also. This would have been Eugene O'Neill's older brother, Jamie. And the character in Long Day's Journey and Tonight and the character in this play are both based on the brother.
So that's interesting to know. You don't need to know that, I guess, to enjoy the play. But it's
not really, no. I just thought I'd let you know,
Jonathan. It's nice to know.
Identification.
It's just he still thinks we're tarring him as a drunken Irish. He wants to show he knows more than we do. Of course, you've forgotten more than we ever knew. A difficult play to perform, a tiring play, an exhausting play?
It is. It's and the way we play, Act 1 is about an hour, and Act 2 is very long. It's about 1:45. People tell me though, who have come to it, that Act 2 seems to go by more quickly than Act 1 for some reason. But there's three main characters. Eve Best plays Josie, who's my daughter. I play Phil Hogan, who's her father, obviously, and Kevin is the sort of visitor, friend of the family, boyfriend of hers. And each of the three parts are enormous. Eve, though, has the most extraordinary mountain to climb every day. She's on stage from beginning to end. She never leaves the stage.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you do a matinee as well?
We got 2 shows today.
Oh, now here's the thing, and I don't know if it's true, but I would have thought doing something which is obviously going to be, it's quite a gruelling drama, I imagine, very emotionally raw.
But it's also very funny, Jonathan.
Well, but is it easier doing stuff if it's lightened with humour as well, if you're doing that, or is it better when you get in that kind of like drama track and you go, okay, that's the furrow we're ploughing, let's get amongst it?
No, I kind of like the humour, I must say. I mean, what's great about this, and it was only in the first couple of previews that I realised that we had wonderful preview audiences, and people actually laughed and cried in the theatre. Now, not everybody cried, but a lot of people, and everybody did laugh. So to have like people laughing and crying in the theatre is like a dream come true.
Well, that must be, and how rewarding for you to
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
How long are you in this play for then? How long are you doing it for?
It runs till Christmas.
Wow, so it's quite a big commitment then.
Yes, it is. Yes, 8 shows a week between now and December 23rd.
Whoa, I couldn't do that. That's too much time working for a living, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Will you phone in a couple of sickies during that period?
I don't think I'll be let. No,
yeah, come on.
I know. I've actually the longest run I ever did was a play on Broadway in the 88 or 89 with Derek Jacobi, Breaking the Code, and that ran for a year. and I never missed one, and nor indeed did Derek, of course. So,
a year?
A year, yeah.
That's
of 8 shows a week.
That's
tough,
pretty grueling.
Yeah.
That really is. But hats off to you for pulling it off.
Well, thank you. We're sort of.
But you know, when there's a play,
we're trained for this. You know what I mean?
Well,
we are specimens. You know,
and you have all that other time off during the daytime.
Yeah, to come here and talk to you. And, you know.
Don't make this seem like work, Cole. You know, no one at home is sympathising. People would win this in a competition and be happy. Let's. Well, you know what? We're going to play a track. Let's do this now, if we may, and then we'll come back and have a little chat afterwards. A friend of mine who I work with, is a lovely woman. Most of the people I work with are lovely. There's a few dodgy ones, but most of them are great.
Thanks.
I'm joking. A lady called Charlotte, who works with me on the talk show. She does she works on the sound department. Her mum is getting married today. Remarried. I don't know what's going on.
Same person?
Same
No, I think it's a new one.
All right.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, so she was, her name was Chris Cross. She's now becoming Chris Jackson. Maybe she just didn't want to be called Chris Cross anymore. I think we'd sympathise there. And Charlotte and her sister Joanne want us to play this record for her mum. Actually, this isn't the one you wanted, but I don't like the one you wanted, so I'm playing another one by Queen. Okay, it's still relevant. They wanted Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Yeah.
I don't like that. This is, I think, equally positive about someone embarking on a new period in their life. So, Chris, have a lovely wedding day. David, congratulations to both of you, and this is for you. Well, congratulations. And if anyone else is getting out there married again today, good luck. You know, because let's face it, most of them end in failure. And that might come. Most of them do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be said. Colm Meaney is on stage at the moment here in London at the Old Frick Theatre in A Moon for the Misbegotten alongside a young actress called, what was her name? You said it was
Eve Best.
Eve Best.
Yeah, she's
and
wonderful.
Kevin Spacey, who is a tremendous actor, of course, an actual rare talent. And you're doing 2 shows today.
2 today, yeah.
That would
2:30 and 7:30.
That would exhaust most men.
I agree. But
Will you be
know,
tired
we're made of sterner stuff.
Solid.
Yeah, like as I say, I mean, I feel bad when I complain about it sometimes because you know the one who has the real major mountain to climb is Eve. You
but
know,
is she younger than you?
Oh, she's a good deal younger than me.
Yeah, that's it.
She's, you know, she has that on her side.
You're getting to the age where really, let's face it, 1 a week's probably. go and see him on a Tuesday. That's the first show of the week. Get him fresh. Get him fresh on a Tuesday. All right. What you don't want is a Saturday night show.
I'd love to do that New York way where they play Sunday matinee and then they take Sunday night off and Monday off and come back to a Tuesday.
Well,
it's like a weekend. You have like a weekend.
I didn't know you had
No, we don't. We play. Sunday's the only day off. So they want you to go to church or something. You know?
Oh, Sunday off. That's it. From now till Christmas. Colm, what were you thinking?
I know, insane.
If you want to rest, if you and Spacey want to rest, Andy and I will step in for you one day.
I'd love to say it. I'd love to say it.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing that one, are you?
Of course I've got Colm's part.
So what am I, Kevin Spacey?
Your space, clearly. With the rug on. Come on, let's go. Take me, daughter. Take me, daughter. Take me, daughter, Jesus.
Is that what he said?
It's like
It's the way he gets the jaw set to do that.
Oh, Jesus, now. Where's me beer?
The Barney Fitzgerald.
Where's me soda bread? I would love to do it, but I'm doing Ulysses, my one-man show.
Oh, right. Yes, the 24-hour Ulysses.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Moon for the Misbegotten is the name of the play. If you want to see a treat, which I'm sure people will talk about for years to come, because that's the thing about theatre. If you miss it, that's it. It's gone. I know recently I've been to scenes, I've been getting in touch with my camper side and been enjoying a lot of musical theatre.
Oh, really?
And I saw Sunday in the Park with George here in London. Fabulous. I wanted to go back. It's gone now. So if you wanted to go and see it, you've missed that. If you want to go and see A Moon for the Misbegotten with Colm Meaney and Eve Best and, of course, Kevin Spacey, then what are you waiting for? Get on the phone now, get yourself a ticket. He's only in it till Christmas. I'm going to come and see. I think I might save it till near Christmas.
Okay, that's a treat.
Pluck up the energy.
You need to go on to training now, John.
And if you come along and Colm's not well, you never know. I might be doing
see
it.
exactly.
Oh, where's me daughter? Colm, have a good show today and a good show this evening.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to see you again. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Thank you for listening. Join us again next week if you can. 88 to 91 FM. This is Radio 2 from the BBC.